My veins were yearning for some relief. I saw the shame, the shame. I saw her standing past the edge. She beckoned fast, told me not to wait. How I did hesitate. I took a river to my love. She broke my bank and then she broke my heart. Oh well, oh well.
Came from a Beatles song called Rocky Raccoon. It's actually about the Beatles' conflict with the church at the time for a remark that they said. But you can look that up. Anyway, the actual lyric is Good Rocky's Revival. It's at the end of the song. But there were like there was like a couple of Beatles cover bands. There was like this weird girl folk band that was called Good Rocky's Revival.
Yeah, we used to be Rocky's Revival for a little while, and it was just me and Dan as a two-piece. And then once we discovered all those other bands on MySpace and on the internet and everything, we were like, all right, we should probably change that. So I think Dan came up with Good Rocky's Revolver, but the name just kind of stuck. We had a bunch of different options that we were gonna go with, but
it fits within the same song because Rocky Raccoon has a revolver that he uses to try to shoot Dan, which is my name. But
very relevant.
Dan actually shoots Rocky, so yeah, it's tricky.
Rocky met his match. It's a lyric.
It's a really long explanation, but that's it.
say that. Yeah, we started jamming with each other during the summer. I think it was about a year or two ago, and
it was exactly 2 years ago.
It was exactly 2 years ago.
It was for Avalon Music Festival, which is coming up again, and we're gonna play it.
That's right.
It's every 2 years.
Yeah, so we decided to make a band because we both wanted to go to that and perform. And prior to that, we had just been kind of jamming, and we weren't really like a serious band or anything. So we spent a week getting like a bunch of songs together.
But
we wrote like a full set in like 2 weeks.
Yeah, I had a bunch of material from. I went through an incarnation of this band. It wasn't called anything, but I went through a bunch of different musicians, and it didn't work out. I was not very good, and I had like a really bad amp and a bad guitar, and I don't know, just making music. So yeah, we did it for the festival. It's been 2 years now. Oh my God, look at all these dogs.
I thought those were rats.
Catch those.
Yeah,
look at
dogs.
And then
oh, there's another one.
when did Jacob and Michael join?
And then about a year ago from this month, myself and Michael joined the band, and that's when the whole lineup kind of solidified and we really started getting things done.
That dog's peeing over there.
I think our first gig as the four of us was actually this backyard party in Pomona.
Coachella.
Like Coachella, they called it. And it was like a really haggard place, and they had to turn off the lights so that we could plug in Dan's pedal board.
We had to choose between pedal boards and lights.
So that was a really fun gig.
That was an awesome gig, by the way.
Yeah, that was a great gig.
That was rock and roll. It embodied rock and roll. It was rock and roll.
It's very dark.
Well, my influences, it's just a lot of blues musicians. I started listening to a lot of like roots, like Delta blues guys, like Sunhouse, Robert Johnson, Skip James, to get like the real roots influence. But the way that this band is kind of going, my idea for the project is kind of like the Black Keys and Portugal the Man. The Black Keys album, Attack and Release, and Portugal the Man's album, Church Mouth. They're kind of like just a different take on the blues. Like Black Keys started out very like blues oriented, and they kind of departed on that album and took a very different take on it. Portugal the Man, indie band. They're an indie band now. They started out and became an indie band. But that album was very like blues oriented, and so that's just kind of our idea, taking a different approach on the blues, knowing our roots, but not sticking to them.
That's as a band. If you were asking for individual like influences, myself, I'm actually a jazz piano player. So doing keys, like this is my first band where I've actually used keyboards. and playing organ kind of patches and stuff. But I kind of grew up a lot with Herbie Hancock, and I listened to a lot of Chet Baker and Mark Levine, and like just a lot of jazz piano players. Bill Evans I've been listening to a lot lately, and Robert Glasper right now. I'm getting a lot of neo soul. So like my influences are like not necessarily rock and roll based, but I always grew up listening to like oldie stations. So I love like 40s, 50s, kind of like rock and roll, old kind of stuff. I love Motown. Like I grew up listening to Motown all the time on the radio. And yeah, those are my influences.
Achievements.
Well, we're pretty famous.
Well,
we won our school's Battle of the Bands last week. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was the end of the movie.
That was our
Battle of the
biggest
Bands.
achievement to date.
The end of
that
the
was,
movie.
yeah, we took a picture at the end where we all jumped up and like held our fists in the air, and then we're gonna use that for when the credits roll.
And then like a really cool 80s like power anthem.
Yeah, it was 80s power anthems.
That's about it.
Oh yeah,
we did that.
That's
we
right.
did like
we
a
did
summer.
that.
We have been on
I don't think anyone listened
a radio
to it,
station.
but we were on KSBC on like a Sunday night at 8 o'clock or something.
It was a fun gig. It was a fun gig.
But it was fun because we got to go to this. Yeah, we got to go to the
I
KSBC
heard
studio.
it.
We got to set up in a little room, and we got to play like 3 or 4 songs. And did we do an interview?
Yeah, we did a short
We did a little interview for that. So that was a good experience for sure. We'd never done anything like that before.
Oh yeah.
I
It's
just
really cool.
I think our big achievement right now is that we're getting like gigs almost every weekend. Like that's kind of an achievement in itself, just being booked.
We're playing the Glass House on May 22nd.
That might be another
2014.
achievement.
If this is out by then, you should go. If it's not, I hope you were there.
Yeah.
We're stoked to play that venue.
real
I've
good
seen a lot of bands play there, and I don't know.
I've never
That's
been
one of
there,
my
but I heard it's really good.
it'll be an honor.
Yeah,
a lot of glass.
an honor.
I'm not gonna throw any stones though.
Okay.
Emaciated, feeling small. Shot the gun that I had the wall.
We spend a lot of time like deep thinking, a lot of just chin on fist and just staring and thinking about music.
I do math.
Thinking about our
I
lives.
do math, and it helps me get in the mood. Maybe more specifically, Dan will show us a chord, and then we'll play the chord. Maybe like play it like this, and then that's how we learn songs. So.
Yeah, Dan will usually come up with a riff. Like he'll have an idea, and then we kind of build off of that. So we'll jam on it for a little while, and
A nice hot riff.
get some ideas, and then it just kind of develops from there.
We get together and we play our songs, and then we learn new songs, and we go.
That's it.
Thanks,
Yeah,
Dan.
I don't know. I actually write all the music first, and then songwriting kind of just happens from the general feel of the song. I'll have like the song, like the music kind of done, like or a riff at least done, and just like I'll sing dummy lyrics to it, and it just kind of the lyrics kind of develop, like the imagery of the lyrics develop because of the feel of the song, and then I'll kind of develop. Usually it's a story. Sometimes it's personal, but usually it's kind of a story around that.
That was it.
Alright, we do have our set memorized, just so you know.
For this band, if I was in a different band, I might say Led Zeppelin.
For personal influences, probably Led Zeppelin. They
had a great
for middle
keyboard
school
player,
when I was learning how to play electric guitar. They killed
I
it
used
for
to
me.
be really
I loved
big
it.
on Zeppelin. Yeah, when I was
Yeah,
younger.
I think Michael took a lot of influence from Zeppelin's keyboard player.
A lot of people don't know they have one.
Here's a secret.
Billy Preston, he also did Beatles.
Blues rock.
Rock.
Yeah, it's gonna be bold.
One turns into the other, turns into the other. So that's
It's like a
rock.
chicken egg situation.
Which came
Except,
first, you know?
except it's very obviously
The T-Rex
blues
or the
Yeah,
chicken or
in
the egg.
this, in this case.
Well, you know, that's just your opinion.
Or it's history. Either one.
I've heard of both.
Live, yeah.
Live.
Definitely.
Live in studio.
Yeah.
What is the context? What is, you mean like
What we
albums?
prefer.
Or, what do we prefer playing? Oh, live.
Live.
Studio's a nightmare.
Yeah, that sucks.
That's the worst. Yeah, I mean it's really great once
Good.
it's done.
Yeah,
And it's
no
good.
fun at all.
Yeah, but it's
Yeah,
it
playing
sucks.
live is worth that. Like, we like playing in front of people.
Also, when you make mistakes, it's fun. Not like,
It's not always.
It's not like you have to start over.
Sometimes it's really not fun.
well, not really mistakes.
You know, that's just your opinion.
Never had it done before.
Both.
Yeah, both, man.
Both.
I hope that people find
Can't
a
have-
lot of our
yeah, you can't
songs
just have
fast
one.
and melodic.
Slow and harmonic, right? Pretty much. Overconfident, actually.
It's dangerous.
It's kind of stupid how confident sometimes you feel. Just because I have to psych myself up.
This is Michael only.
Yeah. I feel like I get nervous in front of crowds if I don't think about it. So I have to like get angry at a
In the
crowd
zone.
just to feel like I'm better. And then when you're out there, if you make mistakes, it's like I don't care anymore. You know, it's nice.
For this band, Confident, on my own, I do a little. I'm not as good of a jazz pianist as this at all. But this, I refer to him as this, by the way.
Yep.
Him, he's a person.
Excellent.
I'm not
Objectify me.
I'm not as good of a jazz keyboardist as him, but I do some jazz keyboarding stuff, some like solo performances, and that's actually pretty nerve-wracking. But with this band, I don't know, we just throw everything we have into it, and so if you're not confident, then you're gonna look weird, like throwing yourself around stage.
Yeah.
You can't really not be confident and like, you know, have a really energy-filled performance. So.
Good point.
For up-and-coming musicians in the area, or like whoever ends up watching this,
We need a new keyboard player. No, I'm just kidding.
no, like, find people you like to play with. Not just like because you have to play, you're trying to gig and get money. Just like people you like. Because if you play music and you enjoy, I think that's more important because it'll make you a better musician. If you ever become, get to a point where like you want to be in a band or like start gigging and that kind of stuff, you at least have a solid foundation of who you are as a musician yourself.
Identity is important.
Yeah, because you want to have people that don't have judgment when you play your solo or any of that kind of stuff. You want to be able to learn that way. It's a good place to be.
I didn't know we were in a position to give advice. Yeah,
I'm just saying,
that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. I agree with
Like us on Facebook, I don't know, Google us. Do all that kind of stuff.
Facebook.com/GoodRockyRevolver.
Don't Google us. Just like us on Facebook.
Just like us on Facebook.
There's some things that we are going to take
Hit us
down
up.
that are on Google,
Yeah.
so don't do that yet.
Naked pictures of Dan.
Big pictures down.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Google us.
Gotta get rid of those.
All your hate you can die for. All the ways you can lay your head on me. family.